is where we are. The vitamin D that your doctor is going to produce, is going to prescribe for you, it's not vitamin D3. It's not because he doesn't know the vitamin D3 works better with your body. It's because the pharmaceutical companies have difficulty manufacturing that link that makes vitamin D3 what it is. They can only make vitamin D2. Well, you can make vitamin D3, but it's very expensive. It's cheaper to make vitamin D2. So what are they going to do? Make vitamin D2.
Make the money.
What they'll do is they'll prescribe you with like 10,000 units or 20,000 units of vitamin D2, because if your body needs, if absorption is an issue, obviously you're going to take more of it. So oddly enough, they'll give you vitamin D2 pills or supplements because that's just what's easier to make, and pharmaceuticals are about making money. But it's important to note. So, end of the day, you need to get more sun, because even with all the supplements in the food, your body with optimum sun exposure can produce as much as 20,000 units of vitamin D per hour. Now, the recommended dosage of vitamin D, depending on who you ask, is about 600 to 2,000 units a day. Your body can make 20,000 in an hour. So there's no substitute. There's a reason why the sun is our primary source of vitamin D. It always has been, and it continues to be. And we need to be aware of that when the CDC makes recommendations like avoid the sun between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily, the prime sun hours. Wear clothing to protect the skin from exposure to the sun. Wear a hat with a wide brim hat to shade your face. Right. And use sunscreen with SPF of at least 15. These are actually great recommendations.
But they're not for us.
But they're not for us. I mean, I don't fault them for looking out for them, but we have to stop believing they're looking out for us, because the recommendations that is helping them stay relatively cancer-free is killing us. It's not like it's just like, oh well, it's not like we're just not being helped. No, we're being hurt by these recommendations, and they know it. They publish the journals that tell them that it's killing us, but their primary population concern is the white population, and for the white population, these are great recommendations. It's just not for us, and we need to always be aware of that when we get, especially health advice, because they're not necessarily talking to you. It's like you're in a room and two people are talking, and you eavesdropping, you hearing them. They're not talking to you. They're talking to each other, and what we're hearing is killing us. Diseases that are actually killing us. Skin cancer in black people, because the first thing somebody's going to tell you is, what about skin cancer? Well, the reality is that of all the cancers that black people get, skin cancer accounts for about 1 to 2% of all of those cancers. It is rare. To say that it's rare is an understatement. But on top of the fact that it is rare, the skin cancer that we get, acral lentiginous melanoma. That term might ring familiar, well, probably wouldn't ring familiar, but basically, this is the cancer that killed Bob Marley. Really? Bob Marley died of cancer. Yeah, right. And he died of skin cancer. But what they don't tell you is the type of skin cancer he got, acral lentiginous melanoma, is the type of skin cancer that black people get, which has absolutely nothing to do with sun exposure. As a matter of fact, this cancer appears in parts of your body that wouldn't get any sun. The bottom of your feet.
That's where they said he.
Right.
When he got injured from the soccer.
Right.
Europeans.
Under your fingernails, maybe under your palms, and it's been demonstrated that there is no connection between sunlight and the cancer that we will get, even in the rare cases that we get it. It's already rare. It's a very, very rare case that a black person gets skin cancer. But in the cases that they do, in those rare cases, it's not even a cancer that has anything to do with sunlight. It's not cancer. It's propagated by sunlight. It's propagated by the other things that cause cancer. As a matter of fact, it's, there's research also looking at whether or not it actually the vitamin D level itself may contribute to this cancer. So it's like they're telling you the opposite information. It works for them, but it's literally killing us. We're staying out of the sun because we're afraid of skin cancer. We don't get this cancer that you get from the sun, but they don't tell you that part. What they do tell you is put on sunblock, SPF 15 at least.
Question. I don't know if this happens with other folks. Sometimes my body just craves sunlight, right? And there's a certain form of sunlight. Certain time of the day, it's very radiant, it's very wonderful. I'll just stop the car and find a park and just lay out in the sun.
That's because you're fine too.
You need, huh?
You're fine too.
The body said you need some green, and it's just wonderful.
Bob Montgomery used to say, listen more often to things than to beings.
Right.
If we listened, we would all hear that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why you're hearing that. If you fine tune, you'll hear that. And you may hear it anyway and not listen, but hopefully you're fine tuned to hear that. But the cure is worse than what's the term? The cure is worse than the illness.
Yeah.
And these are the side effects, possible side effects of the sunscreen they want you to use, even though you don't need it.
We don't need that sunscreen.
Well, you're not. The melanin in your skin is natural sunscreen. Man has never produced sunscreen. In fact, your body and other animals have not produced sunscreens that are more efficient than melanin, let alone man. So you already have all the sunscreen you need. This is for them because they don't have enough. But even that has major side effects, including cancer. And they say it's only a higher cancer risk for children, but if it's a cancer risk in children, it's a risk for you as well. So not only is you not needed in the first place, but it is actually contributing to your chronic illness. So in the day, we need to get more sun. We need to get out in the sun. Like Bible says, sometimes you go out and lay out in the grass. And Richard Pryor said, rub some sun in your face, right? Which is contrary to everything they're going to tell you. Because they're not talking to you. And we need to talk to each other, remind each other that we are children of the sun.
Yes.
That term means something. A lot of people just throw it around, but it means something.
Talking about getting more sun, I just realized at work during the summer, you see all of us be outside, we take breaks, there's like a congregation, and then you see all the white folks or the Caucasians staying inside the building.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's something, like Baba said, there's something in us telling us to get some sun.
It is.
And we sometimes don't listen. And we have a world now where you're more likely to work indoors, than outdoors. We're on the computers, we're in the offices, we're not even outside at times where you get out, you work from 8 to 4 or whatever. By the time when you go into work, you're not getting much sun, and when you get out, you're not getting much sun. So even when you're outside, you're not in the optimum. You're already at a disadvantage because you're in a part of the world that with the sun, the type of sunlight you need is not enough. But even that, you're not getting enough. So it's not really a mystery why black people are suffering from epidemic levels of vitamin D.
I have a question. Given the importance of getting more sun or getting sun on us at those good times of the day, what do you think about the pollution and the chemtrails hampering that? Does it hamper our connection with getting the vitamin D?
Right. The pollution in the air, which unless you're in a vacuum, even if you're indoors, outdoors, it's the same air, even if it's filtration. But the pollution in the air is not going to affect your absorption of vitamin D. I mean, your skin is going to absorb it from the sun anyway. Well, it's not absorbed from the sun, but it's the ultraviolet rays, the ultraviolet B rays that come through your skin that your skin uses to make vitamin D. So it's not affected by pollution in the air. Pollution in the air is another issue, which is why the rates of cancer in general are higher. And the key here is not